Hello and welcome to World News here on TVP World. My name is Diana Skaya. And we begin with the latest headlines. Aisoltan Niyazova, an activist from the anti-Putin feminist group Pussy Riot, has been released from custody in Poland, where she had been held since Saturday. Niyazova was previously detained while crossing the border between Poland and Lithuania. Now, prosecutors said the Russian activist was released due to lack of grounds for detention, but the extradition process is still ongoing. Niyazova is wanted by an international arrest warrant issued by Interpol in 2002 upon the request of the government of Turkmenistan. The country's authorities accused Niyazova of embezzling central bank funds while serving as head of its board of directors. Now, both Niyazova and Pussy Riot claim the charges put against her are politically motivated due to her opposition views. The activist was questioned on Monday in the city of Suwałki, where the prosecutor's office will now review the case documents to decide if extraditing Niyazova to Turkmenistan is legally possible. Polish authorities say they've uncovered another drone that crashed near the Polish-Belarusian border. While the origin of the device is still unknown, it is believed to have come from either Russia or Belarus, and authorities say it contained no military equipment. Now, the incident is the latest in a series of Polish airspace violations by small UAVs bearing Cyrillic writing.
In the late hours of Sunday, witnesses near the city of Terespol in eastern Poland found a burnt-out spot in a cornfield. Upon further inspection by border guard officials, the remains of what appeared to be a drone were found in the field.
Today, shortly before 10 p.m., the duty officer of the Terespol police station received a report from border guard officers about the discovery of the remains of an unidentified flying object near the border crossing in Terespol, in the village of Polatycze. All emergency services have been notified of the incident. We also relayed relevant information to the district prosecutor's office in Biała Podlaska. The discovery site is being secured. No one was injured in connection with the incident.
Polish Digital Affairs Minister Krzysztof Gawkowski also commented on the incident at a press conference on Monday, reassuring reporters that Polish skies were secure.
Every object that enters Polish airspace is monitored. Will such situations happen in a frontline country? Of course, because several thousand drones are shot down in Ukraine every day. Does this mean we're safe? Yes, and our security services are already investigating the incident. We know more and more. And while many of the findings are classified and can't be shared publicly, I can say that we have raised alert levels for matters concerning Polish airspace security.
Investigators have since confirmed it was most likely an unarmed drone bearing Cyrillic markings, which crashed just 300 meters from the border crossing in Polatycze.
At the moment, we are also securing video surveillance, which may allow us to examine the trajectory of this drone to determine possibly where it came from. This place, the site of the visual inspection, must be properly secured for the reason that there, first of all, research will have to be conducted, mainly measurements of distances between the found traces.
Given previous incidents involving Russian drones crashing on Polish soil, intrusions into Polish airspace, often traced back to Russia, remain a recurring concern.
Polish military police are investigating a case of trespassing on a military training ground in Warsaw. Military officials said they discovered considerable amounts of explosive in the perpetrators' houses.
Two individuals illegally entered the military training ground of the 1st Warsaw Armored Brigade in Rembertów on Saturday evening and were injured by an explosion. Both trespassers were taken to the hospital. Following the incident, the military police inspected their homes, discovering considerable amounts of explosives, including grenade and mortar shell remnants. The police then decided to evacuate the inhabitants of the adjacent houses. The situation unsettled some of the residents.
I was 100% sure that Poland was a safe country. I've always felt this way, and now all of this? Sure, I do often see soldiers around here, which means it's a safe area, but now I'm a bit lost. I'm happy that the police found the explosives, but me and my family may want to move to a different district.
According to the spokesperson of the military police, evidence is being collected and the investigation has only entered its initial stages. The 1st Warsaw Armored Brigade in Rembertów is equipped with Leopard 2A5 tanks, BRDM-2 reconnaissance vehicles, BWP-1 infantry fighting vehicles, and self-propelled artillery and missile systems. The brigade's soldiers also underwent training in the operations of M1A2 Abrams tanks in 2022.
Poland's power grid will soon be more resilient and future-proof with better management and a host of other improvements designed to better accommodate renewable energy. It's all part of an effort the Polish government has dubbed the anti-blackout package.
This is Spain a couple of months ago, when the country descended into darkness due to a grid failure. And this is Poland today, where the government is eager to learn from Spain's mistakes.
We are stepping up work on the anti-blackout package because we consider energy security to be one of the most important tasks ahead of us. The security of our grid and transmission system are of the utmost priority. That's why this month we will prepare the first bill in a larger anti-blackout package.
This package will include a host of measures, including easier grid connection rules for renewables, solutions for prosumers, better oversight over the grid by the Polish transmission system operator, and cybersecurity measures.
At the end of the day, we have to remember that energy security is key, and this security will inevitably cost money. But at the same time, we have to take a bird's-eye view. That is, we need to make sure that the system as a whole is secure, efficient, and also cost-effective, because that's what ultimately determines the competitiveness of our economy.
Apart from those solutions, Poland is in the midst of a massive energy transformation, with power sources like nuclear and offshore wind made to supersede fossil fuels.
It was an unusual beginning to the new school year in Romania, where many teachers took to the streets to protest government plans to extend working hours. Now, some students and their parents showed solidarity with the teachers.
We don't agree with the measures they have imposed on us. We are aware that the way they have applied them is likely to cause more chaos. At the end of the day, we are the ones who go into the classrooms and do the teaching. We are teachers. I trust teachers. I know they put children first, and I really think they are right. If there had been a protest march with the teachers, I would probably have gone and brought my child with me.
I'm happy about the new school year. I'll get to see my friends again. On the other hand, it seems normal to me that the teachers are protesting.
France's budgetary affairs are on Europe's lips again, with the government of François Bayrou expected to lose a vote of confidence on Monday evening on the back of a €44 billion plan to cut expenses in next year's budget. Now, the fall of the government will spell trouble for the EU's second biggest economy and the EU as a whole.
This is French Prime Minister François Bayrou. His government is very close to collapsing, all because he wanted France to spend less.
As we have been saying since this government took office, we now have the duty to assume our responsibility. I think this is the last stop before we tumble down a cliff because of debt. We should call it by its name. It's a mortal danger to our country.
Now, France is going to spend €67 billion just on debt interest. That's the second largest item in the budget, well before education or defense. The country has been running high deficits since the pandemic and is now the third most indebted member state in the EU. It now borrows at a higher rate than Greece and close to that of Italy, the proverbial sick man of Europe, a sign of sinking investor confidence in the country.
If in the coming months and year we are not able to make reforms and to reduce the deficit, then the rates will continue to rise, and this will be a real problem, because when interest rates are rising, then you need to pay more to investors. So reducing the public deficit becomes even more and more difficult.
To France's credit, it's not the only developed country struggling with debt problems, and it's still borrowing at pretty good rates. However, with no end in sight for political turmoil in Paris, credit agencies are watching, and many may downgrade France very soon, depending on the outcomes of Monday evening's confidence vote.
And we'll have more on that story up next on our show, News in Depth, so stay tuned.